everyone. Welcome to another episode of GTV. And today we're talking about a really interesting topic because a lot of people know we're stuck at home and everything makes us anxious now. Ako nga I just go out and every time I go back, hindi ako makatulog for 14 days kasi binibilang ko siya na parang feeling ko sana hindi ako magkasakit no at least within 14 days. So I decided to invite one of my friends to talk about managing stress and anxiety. So our guest for today is Zarah Hernaez. She is a mental health advocate and U.S. certified mental health first aider from the National Council for Behavioral Health, Washington, D.C., USA. She has made it her personal mission to raise awareness on mental health issues and conducts talks, interventions, and counseling. So hi there, Zarah. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. Hi, Ginger. I know how it feels. Now, every time we go out, it can bring a level of anxiety or even paranoia to a certain extent. Now, we want to make sure that we go home and everyone at home is safe. And so a lot of people are really going through that now. In fact, a lot of people are going through it even worse
Yeah.
because of the circumstances that they've been going through the past several months, whether it be financial or their jobs or well, the changes generally is making everyone anxious. No? So
Yeah.
it's totally understandable and it's totally normal to feel anxious right now. It
Hindi
really
lang pala ako
is.
nag-iisa, Zara. So yeah, I
No.
met Zara
Oo.
for everyone's so that I can tell everyone where I met you. So we invited her to one of the talks for Lean In. And she was actually this was also the topic no during that time and it
Yeah.
really helped me a lot. Ang dami kong parang naisip no and may mga tips siyang binigay that until now I'm constantly like trying to do like breathing, just breathing and relaxing and trying to be
Yeah.
conscious about it really helps.
Yeah.
So, ayan, so maybe Zara, can you tell us more about yourself? Like aside from the things that I mentioned kanina, like what are you up to now? You mentioned that there are a lot of changes happening around. How
Yes.
are people then nowadays?
Okay, so basically for the past several months, I've really been doing a lot of mental wellness and mental health talks in different organizations and even public and private schools and people in general, not the public, really to bring a level of awareness in terms of making sure that their mental health is okay and helping them with their anxiety right now. Because again, there are so many changes going on. And when there's change, there's always a level of anxiety, whether it be the pandemic or little changes at home, diba? Since this is a huge change for everybody, everyone is going through it. So we've been helping them, and I do have an advocacy. It's called the Wellness PH. So it's really a safe space for people to talk about mental health, to seek help, and of course to be better in terms of managing their mental health. Really maintain that mental wellness. So I do counseling as well and one-on-one counseling. For people who need it. So it's really not to make money, but it's really to make sure that everyone is aware that mental health is as important as physical health, and they really should help themselves and help other people in managing it.
Yeah.
And so I've been busy with the talks, a lot of talks. So on a daily basis, I do several talks a day, and it's helped a lot of people, and it has also helped me because it also helps manage my own anxiety, syempre, ako rin, I also have a level of anxiety. Nobody is spared from it right now.
Yeah. So we'll put the links no to what you mentioned kanina,
Yeah.
Zara, so that people can also check it out. So maybe let's jump into the meat no. I really want to know like what are your tips for our viewers who are watching? Like how do we manage stress at this point in time? And we're now more well aware of the fact that we have to take care really of our mental health because it's been discussed a lot of times, no, especially during these times. Talagang parang people have been talking about it. So maybe you can
Yeah.
share naman some tips.
All right. So the biggest stressor for us is really ourselves. No, And our biggest enemy is ourselves in the things that we think about and our thoughts. So our anxiety can be um, relevant and has a basis, but it can also be unfounded. So it number one would be really make sure that you are present at that moment and you are well grounded. You know if you are okay or not. No? So you will have to keep on asking yourself, am I okay or not? So that is your mental health check on a daily basis. Am I okay? How am I feeling now? Because more often than not, you're actually okay. But if you continue to think about the things that you read or hear about or think about the things that make you feel afraid or fearful, then you will start to get pulled down that rabbit hole of fear, no? And so number one is really make sure that you're grounded. Make sure that you are um, mindful of your thoughts, no? So mindful is really um, management of your thoughts, no? And making sure that these negative thoughts are really well founded. No? Logic is one of our biggest logic and facts. That's our biggest tool right now to make sure that we're okay. So kung okay ka pa, if you're actually feeling okay and your situation is okay, then you are okay. So you really have to do a check on a daily basis. Second, you mentioned earlier breathing. That is something that we really do. That's something that we really do tend to take for granted because we are highly stressed right now. We all have the tendency to breathe shallowly. So when we breathe shallowly, it does trigger our fight or flight responses. So when we have kids, no, because you have your little girl, we have kids and we see them running around and then they start breathing shallowly, or their shoulders go up and down when they're breathing.
Yeah.
That really does trigger their fight or flight responses. So when and or that's because they've been playing around and their fight or flight responses have been triggered. So we get to be so um, neglectful of how we breathe. So deep breathing is something that we need to do. So a lot of people don't actually know how to deep breathe. Surprising.
Yeah.
So when we say deep breathing, you breathe in and really it goes to our diaphragm or our stomach or our belly. No? So we deep breathe while we breathe in with our nose and have our belly out or our diaphragm out. Breathe out and out our nose. So belly out and belly in. Hindi sa, it's not going to be our chest, it's not going to be our shoulders, but it's going to be our
Mm,
belly. If you're still practicing and you really want to be conscious about it, do put your left hand on your belly and your right hand on top of it and breathe deeply, no? And be conscious about your breathing until you
yeah.
will get used to it eventually. And this also really helps when you can't sleep. So if you can't sleep, because a lot of people have not been
Yes.
sleeping
Nako,
lately
totoo.
because they keep on, right? And ang tawag ko, there are a lot of spiders creating different kinds of scenarios and webs in their heads before they sleep, so they don't sleep.
Mhm.
So it's best that you really do deep breathing, or you can also do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise, which is something that will allow you to be in a more relaxed and calm state. So it really resets your nervous system.
Oh.
So it puts you in a very calm and relaxed state. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it in for 7 seconds, and you breathe out through your mouth for 8 seconds. No? So this will allow your body to be in a very calm state, and then you can do your diaphragmatic breathing. This really helps with sleeping. It has helped me, and it has helped a lot of people. In fact, this helps me better than melatonin.
Yeah.
So this is something that really amazed me when I first started doing it many years ago, that it actually works better for me than medication. So I really do suggest that they do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise and then do deep breathing. So that's two things. That's grounding yourself and that's really breathing. Another thing that you can really do is make sure that you clear your head by writing it down. Why is
Mm,
journaling and writing it down helpful? Because A lot of people right now are going through the same things that you are going through. So if we do share or even we post angry posts or anxious posts, it will affect somebody. So give yourself some importance. The words that you post on social media and the words that you say will affect someone. No, you are an influencer also. We are all influencers. So the words that you post will also affect someone. So if there is something that's really bothering you and you want to make sure that you keep it to yourself first before you share it, write it all down on a notebook. Write your feelings, everything that you feel, because all of your feelings, sadness, anxiety, anger, um, happiness, loneliness, no? All of those feelings are so valid. It's valid because we're human beings, we're not robots, right? And
Yes.
these feelings have they basically have a they're supposed to be there for us to address it. Nah?
Yeah.
So yeah, so write these feelings down because so that it's clear and you can see it and then you can address it. If you're angry at something or someone, it's because you're supposed to address it. You're supposed to either fix it, forgive, forget, or whatever it is that you need to do.
I love that.
So,
Yeah.
right? So, you're supposed to address those feelings. So, all of those feelings are valid. If you cannot express it or you do not want to share those feelings because it might affect other people as well and their anxiety, write these feelings down. So
Yeah.
that's really very helpful. And since we're talking about social media, then let's talk about trying to limit social media as well. As I said earlier, we are all influencers,
Yes.
all of us. You don't need to have thousands and thousands of followers, but the people, your friends and your family who can read the posts that you have, no, will be influenced by it because our brain has it does a very poor job of distinguishing what is real or not. Our brain cannot distinguish it, but the moment that you read something, it will start affecting you. And
Yeah.
when it starts affecting you, your body will respond accordingly. You will have your anxiety with the heart palpitations. You will have your stress kicking in, the cortisol and the adrenaline will kick in. Those are your stress hormones, and then it will have detrimental effects. So make sure that you are able to really put down and shut down, log off social media when you're not well.
Yeah.
That's very difficult for people right now because that's where we also get our information.
Mm-mm.
That's where we get the news. So make sure that you do you will just look at the information that you need to know. So if you can just read the news, then good. If there are things that you can um, find out at night or early in the morning, the way we used to when we were kids, right? We'll just turn
Yes.
on the 6 o'clock news or the 9 p.m. news, and that's
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 it.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-mm.
See, we weren't as bothered because we weren't bothered 24/7. So learn to really shut down and turn off that social media. Um, this is something that I really do encourage to do. A social media detox will help everyone. No? And you can just log back in when you're feeling better. But at least you will be more aware of the things you will post and you will be more aware of the things that you read or and interact with. Because again, our brain really sucks. And
Mm-mm.
we're our brain, it's poor in trying to figure out if it's something that's real and tangible or not.
Okay.
So, but our body will really react. So,
Yeah.
so those are a few tips that you can do.
Yeah.
No,
So,
very quick
Zara,
and easy.
thank you so much for that. No. So while you were saying mentioning these steps, naku, ang dami ko ng questions. Like one is I have a daughter, diba? And I'm sure like most of the viewers, because I have moms who are also and dads who are following us, no. How do you like manage stress also for your little ones? Because if you are stressed, it I don't know, no, but for somehow they can also feel it. Feeling ko ha, I feel like they can also feel it. So what can we do kaya in situations where you can't control yourself as well? And then, syempre, you have kids to sort of like, syempre, like look over and protect as well. Like, what can we do?
Oh, I'm so glad you used the word protect. Sometimes we forget that children are very resilient. In fact, they are more resilient and more adaptable to change.
Yeah. Oh.
So if we do talk to them, being honest to them, being factual to them, and talking to them in a way that they will understand is
Mm-hmm.
something that they will appreciate now and they will appreciate when
Mm-hmm.
they're grown up. Um, you are protecting them, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they're strong enough and resilient enough to face these things. And children nowadays, you cannot fool them. They're very smart,
Nako, yes, so true.
right?
Yes.
They're so smart, especially if it's already at around 6 years old and up, and
Mm-hmm.
they have access to social media. No matter what you say, they will know
Yeah.
because you'll be surprised. Um, I've been doing talks since March.
Yeah.
Up until August, I've had questions in my talks in the question and answer portion.
Mm-mm.
There are some parents who still have not told their children about COVID or the pandemic.
Wow. Oh, wow,
So
really? Oo.
yeah, so um, so they basically just tell their children that we can't because the government is telling us not to. We
Hmm.
can't because it's not okay, not allowed. But they never really explained what COVID is,
Yeah.
what the pandemic is about, and why everyone is home. But a child will know.
Yeah.
And they also have classmates.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
matatalino na yan eh. They can find
But
ways.
they can find ways, and you'll be surprised. You will be so surprised. They might actually be able to help you with your anxiety
Yeah.
because your children also want mommy to relax.
Oh.
They also want mommy not to be stressed. So they will find a way to pull you out of that um, anxiety. So they will help you a lot. Grounding also means being present. So when you are with them, be totally present. And this will help you and your anxiety.
Yeah.
Because if you are thinking of your anxiety and protecting them from your anxiety, then you are not exactly present at that moment
That's
because you're
nice.
thinking about your
Yeah.
anxiety,
So,
right?
Zara, yeah, I love that. I love that. Talagang parang no, it's really supporting one another. No,
Yeah,
regardless of family or the people
yeah,
around you.
uh-uh,
And I totally agree. Another point that you made was go on a social media diet. And I totally agree, because you can't control now the things that you see because there are
yeah,
algorithms in place. Like when you look at, let's say, one negative news and Facebook, Google finds that you like reading about these things, they'll just bombard you with similar news or similar information that yung mga ganyan, diba? Negative information. So, it's really up to us, and I love what you said, that we have the responsibility also towards others na we
yeah,
need to create positive content so that people will read positive content and will feel positive about themselves. In terms of like social media diet, like how does this work? Like, is there like a particular number of days when you need to go out, and I mean you don't access any like social media account or something like that? Like, how does it work pag sinabi mong like take your mind off social media first?
right. Listen to your gut. If you feel that you're strong enough to just open it and read through the different posts,
Mm-hmm.
then well and good. There's no prescribed time, but listen to your gut. Secondly, check your social media. If you can, um, what do you call that? Where you hide the posts?
Yes, yeah, hide, as in hide
Yeah,
posts. Yeah.
yeah. If
Mm-hmm.
there are people that you feel
Mm-hmm.
make you feel anxious
Mm-hmm.
or have really negative effects on you, then unfollow,
Yeah.
unfollow or hide. It's okay. Social media is not real life,
Yeah.
right? If they really need you and they wanna get in touch with you, they will
Mm-hmm.
call you. If they're really your friends, They know your number,
That's true.
right?
If it's your mom, like posting a lot of mga information that she sees online, they will call you.
Oo,
She
they
will
will
call you.
call you. They will find a way. So
That's
they will find a way. So
I
be
love.
assured that even if you unfollow them, if it's really important, they will get in touch. No? So filtering is one. Secondly, you listen to your gut. If you are feeling better about it, if you feel that you're strong enough to read through it, go ahead,
How
right?
about for yeah? How
Usually
about oo,
a week
mga
would
gano'n
be
'no?
good. Yeah.
Sana at least talaga 'no. You really need time. I think I believe in what you said na it really depends on you. If you can, like first before the pandemic, I really could not kasi syempre parang work ko. But now na parang I feel that everything's like, I need to do a lot of things. I need to follow this. Ang dami kong accounts. Now, parang now is I've become more intentional about it. Like parang hindi na when it's like 6 done, I won't reply or alam mo yun, I've become parang mas naging intentional ako about it. So another thing no Zara, like I feel like there are different degrees also in terms of like anxiety and the
Mhm.
stress that we feel no like there are some people who really have lost jobs diba and there are
Yep.
some people like us like we're going through the daily grind of things iba lang no there are a lot of changes now but there are people who are really like or they're in a situation where they've lost a loved one they don't have jobs so yung point talaga that they are challenged ika nga, no? Like at this point in their life so what are the few things that they can begin with to pick themselves up again.
Oh, okay. Because I also do displacement counseling, no? So these are the people who have lost jobs
Oh, okay.
through their redundancy, retrenchment, or any other reason for the
Mm-hmm.
past several months. And I also do grief counseling for people who have lost loved ones during COVID. So I always do tell them that it is okay to grieve. Grieving is an entirely different process and it may take time. But generally, don't be too hard on yourself. This is really a result of the current situation, the pandemic. It is a result of COVID-19, and it is not in any way because of your skills or lack thereof, or what you did not do, or did or you what you did. No, it is not a reflection of who you are as a someone working in an organization. So it try not to really be too hard on yourself because this entire situation is difficult for everyone. Secondly, there are a lot of opportunities out there. So don't lose hope. Because in any crisis or in any pandemic, whatever, um, if there are companies that are closing down, there are actually companies who are booming as well because these are the essentials that we need. So they are actively hiring. So don't lose hope. Faith is such a um, I think faith more than anything is what we need right now. But when I talk about faith, it's really faith that things will be better and faith in yourself because whatever skills you had to get the job that you had is the same. These are the same skills you will need and have for the next job. Hindi siya nawala. Hindi siya nawala eh. It's really just the situation. So try to make sure that that is something. While you're still grieving, also try to learn as much as you can. Now everyone is learning. We are learning. We have been learning all of these platforms, Zoom,
Yes.
Teams, etc. The company that you left, the company that you left, the people who are left behind are also learning new processes. Everyone is learning right now. So patas ang laban. Everyone is on the same footing. We're all on a learning mode. So don't be afraid to learn. So it's gonna be it's an uncertain time for everyone, not just those who have lost their jobs, but it's an uncertain time for everybody. So make sure that you also manage your finances. I know it can be tempting to go through Shopee and Lazada, etc., but I think everybody should try to. I know. So everybody should try to manage their expenses because we really don't know what else is coming for us. We don't know how the economy will be because it will hit it will hit us end year, the result of this pandemic. So we don't know yet. So let's all try to just huddle down and brace ourselves,
Yeah.
including those who still have jobs. No?
Ang galing. Yeah, it's really no like you sort of like picking yourself up and looking at as this is the scenario, but this isn't like me causing it. No, maybe it was
Yeah,
just timing, really. No,
yeah.
or the pandemic, diba? So baka naman yun naman talaga. So yeah, so I love it, Zara. So any last words or final words for our viewers?
Ayan. So, since we are going through this together, please do try to help each other. Make sure that you check on your friends, especially during this holiday season. Usually, the holiday season is really the highest in terms of mental health concerns, depression, suicide, anxiety. But this year is so much different. No, it's times 10, I think. So make sure that you check on your friends. Please do check on your friends. Please do check on your family members. Most of all, please take care of yourself. Make sure that you learn to do self care, prioritize yourself because this is a long term, um, this is a long game.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we are able to reach that end goal, no? And that's so we want to make sure that we are mentally okay by the time this thing ends. So take care of yourself.
Thank you, Zara. So if they want to reach you, where can they find you? If they want help, no, or need help.
Ayan. So they can get in touch with me on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. It's the Wellness PH. So they can get in touch with me. So the services that we do, basically, I do one-on-one counseling and I do talks for organizations, and we do take donations so that we will be able to help those who need mental health services, medical services, but can't afford it. No, so the money that I do get it's really for those who need help and can't afford it because having a mental health disorder can be very expensive. So we try to help as many people as we can.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Zara. I think those were really I I can't say really inspiring, no, but it really gives us hope at this point in time that we have people there around us who are willing to support us. And I think no, the thing about mental health, it's not really like pag sobrang nandun ka na sa sukdulan that you're about to give up, no? But it's, you need someone to talk to occasionally,
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
And regularly. So that's the
yeah,
reason why I think yung sinasabi ni Zara that we need to check up on our loved ones. And if you need help, the Wellness PH is there as well to help you out and to talk to you. And listening is really a big part of this, no? Like you can lend support not just by giving something or alam mo yon, or being physically there, just by listening in a phone call or in an online call, or just mag-text ka lang kamusta ka na, 'di ba? It helps a lot, no,
yeah.
it really helps a lot. So thank you for the reminder, Zara, and I hope our viewers also appreciate all of the tips and all of the reminders as well. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Ginger.
There. So that's it for another episode of GTV. I hope that you like this video. If you do like it, please like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for more videos like this. Again, this is Mommy Ginger, and have a nice day. Bye.